Welcome to session 2 of our Fire-Water Qigong for high summer. As usual, please modify according to your body's needs and be gentle. Have a good time. We're going to start with the 3 Qi awakening exercises, just one of each. So we're first going to inhale, opening to the expanse of heaven. Exhale, consolidating down into the belly. Then connecting to the earth, the yin power of earth. You inhale that up. And once again, you consolidate down in the lower belly. For more on this, refer to session 1. Then finally, the opening the heart. You inhale, you feel as if heaven and earth conjoin in the heart, and the heart opens and then radiates out into every direction. Then we're going to begin by opening the body. So you're going to take your neck and you lean an ear to the shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale up the other side to the top, but don't cross. And exhale, go the other way, chin to chest. Inhale as you roll up. Exhale as you roll down. And inhale as you roll up. We'll do one more set here. Our warm-ups today are based on the Tibetan and the Buddhist Qigong model. So we're opening up the various centers of the body because we're working our way toward the heart center, which is considered the most important, or the core of the entire energy body. Down to the chin, chin to the chest, and then straighten on up. Now you're going to give yourself a nice hug, one arm over the other, and we're just going to use this to twist the body, rocking side to side. And in this case, this one works on that heart center, so you just want to feel like any knots or constrictions in the chest area are being released by this exercise. Switch, make sure you get the other hand on top, and hug it on up. Also a great mudra for doing some self-compassion practice or doing a little inner smile, unkinking that heart center. Then we're going to circle these elbows. So it's inhale as you circle up and exhale as you come back. Still working on that heart center, the center of the chest. Then switching directions. We're going to inhale up and exhale forward. We're just getting any kinks out of the system in this heart center area. Then hands on your hips, and we're going to circle that torso. So now you're just thinking about your mid-spine, about your belly, getting this whole abdominal area circulated and warmed up. Breathing is natural on this one, and switching directions for about the same amount of times. And finishing. Then we're going to take the hips around in a circle. So last time you left your hips stable and moved the top of the body. Now leave the top of the body somewhat stable. Move the hips, switching directions. And you can smile into these lower centers of the body. Sometimes they call the center of the secret place, even down in the root chakra. Then for the root, we're going to do these hip circles. And I'm doing this as a balance exercise, but feel free to hold on to a wall or even a broomstick. 3 times one direction, 3 times in the other. Breathing is natural. You could inhale as you come up and exhale as you step down, moving to the other side. But these are just our warm-ups, and you can be thinking about the energetic body in that lower aspect, the pelvic cavity, being opened up. Any constrictions released. Then we're going to pull down heavens, inhaling up, exhale with the ha sound. Just doing 3 times, but we did a lot of this in our last session, and so you'll know it's to help clear the heart. One more time, you'll inhale up and exhale, sigh down with that ha. Ha. All the way down. Now, continuing in this theme of opening the entire subtle body, bring the feet together. You're going to interlace your hands and inhale up, and then exhale through the mouth. Again, it's kind of the ha sound, but it's mostly a sigh here. Inhaling up. This is the Shaolin version of an exercise. Exhale with the sigh. Ha, to regulate your triple heater. And the triple heater is one of the fire element meridians that's said to help protect the heart, or protect your spiritual core, which the heart meridian represents. We've got 2 more of these. You're going to inhale up the center, stretch, release this tension in the shoulders, and then sigh it down. Emotionally, that triple warmer regulates stress. So this is a stress relieving exercise. And you'll often see these triple warmer practices at the beginning of a sequence to just clear the decks. Now, stepping out shoulder width, we're going to do spinal stretch. So you're going to inhale and pull back and you arch the spine. And then as you exhale, you're going to round that spine forward. We're just going to do this 3 times. So you inhale, pull back, your shoulders come together, the spine gets a nice arch in it. And you exhale, you round forward, arching it the other way. One more time, inhale. And you can really work on spreading the chest open by pulling the shoulders back and then closing the chest like you're massaging all the little points and chakras in that area. Then finishing up, place your hands on the cloud and gently let it float on down. We're going to move into another Shaolin Temple exercise, monkey picks fruit. And so you're simply going to reach up as if there were some fruit on the tree above that was just out of reach. And up you go. You do not have to regulate the breath with this, but you could try these stretches either on the inhale or the exhale. Picking the fruit one more time. And then over we go. So you're going to now reach over. And this is also in that Buddhist yogic version of the body where you're opening up the side channels, which are related to your 2 nostrils or the 2 hemispheres of your brain. And if they're functioning independently, they're related to like dualistic thinking, where everything seems disconnected. So we're opening that up so we can flow into the core channel, which is similar to the energy of the heart that we'll be working with. Now we're just going to do our basic ringing the temple gong. My feet are rooted with my heels down on the ground because I'm using this as a way to balance that kidney energy, that lower body energy like we learned in our last session. But I'll demonstrate in a second. You could also raise the heels and get a bigger twist if you preferred to. This also makes it easier on your knees. And if you want more detail in those, you can go look on the free series on YouTube for spinal health or our last season series for the springtime details this exercise. Good, letting that come to a pause. And now we're going to do some sumo stomps. So you're going to inhale up and then exhale. Stomp down. Now I'm catching a lot of my weight by squatting through my legs, so I'm not stomping very hard, partially because I didn't want to irritate my neighbors in the room next door, and also all the cool tchotchkes on the shelf behind me would fall down. But if you're in the dojo, if you've got sprung floors, you could stomp on the foot. This is another of these old Shaolin exercises. Strongly brings the energy down and also is said to strengthen your feet. Finishing this up, we'll do the last of these whole body warm-ups, which is looking back exercise from the 8 brocades. So you're going to open and look back. And then as you exhale, your hands come in toward your lower belly, gathering energy. And it's like you're making a little center of gravity. You're making like a receptacle, an alchemical cauldron to gather energy in. So this exercise is similar to the previous one in that by looking side to side, it's attempting to stretch and open those duality channels and then bring the energy right into the center, the core channel. When we work with the energy of the heart in these yogic traditions, the heart and the core, or the essence, are often synonymous. So even in Chinese medicine, where the heart meridian is said to encompass all these spiritual qualities, it's not just your physical heart, but it really means the core or the essence of your being. One more time, we're going to inhale and look back. Then you exhale, you gather, and you're making this stable tummy center so that as we release the heart, we feel stable. Resting there for just a moment and then releasing down. Now we're going to step out and we're going to move into our heart-specific portion of our practice. Placing the hands over the solar plexus, you are going to rotate your abdomen. Doesn't matter which way you start. I started by leaning to my left. And this is also from the 8-section brocade. This is the advanced version called Releasing the Heart's Fire. So we go 5 in one way and then we go 5 in the other way. The breath is natural on this one, meaning it's not timed with the movement. And if you wanted to, you could even add some of those sighs. I'm doing the nose breathing in this one for the calmative effect, but the heart sound is appropriate. Second, you're going to bring your hands down to your belly button. And we went both ways on that first one, so now we go back to our first direction, circling on the belly button. And it's as if you're pivoting on this area of the body. So first you pivoted on the solar plexus, switching directions. Now you're pivoting on the belly button. This is going to help massage the abdominal organs. The small intestine is also a protector of the heart in the meridians, and it's leading the chi downward. Finishing up, then you come all the way down to your lower belly, and now you're pivoting on the lower tummy. So it's a bigger movement. It doesn't look that much different, but on the inside, you're trying to move from this area of the body, and you are attempting to massage this part of the abdomen quite specifically. So rotating, we can feel the warmth and pressure of the hands guiding the energy down, switching directions, breathing naturally. And finishing up, stack it on up and just feel that you've massaged that heart energy down into the tummy. Now we're going to do an advanced version, the Phoenix. So you turn your back foot toes in and then toe up on the front foot. You hold the ball, and here's the easy version. It's just a small circle, and my weight is all on the back. You can also see how to do this in a chair. So my weight's all on the back leg. So now feel free to do that one, but the advanced version, if you're feeling particularly frisky, is you go way down on that leg and then up. That's the inhale, although you don't have to time your breath with this, and then you would exhale down. So there's this big movement of the core, and there's this squat in the legs, and you have to balance. There's a lot going on. So take your time, be kind with yourself, and then you go in the opposite direction. This is a Phoenix exercise from the Bagua martial arts system. Feel free to give yourself a while to learn this and use any of the other versions while you learn it. Then to switch sides, you got one more time. You'll bring it up, and then you continue holding that ball, and now you turn that toe in, and then pick the other toes up. My right toes go up, and here you go, a little version. So feel free to do that, and you're still, if your weight is all on the back foot, it still activates the legs in the way we want. Or you've got your big version, which is to sink down and then to scoop back up. Exhaling down and then to inhale and scoop back up. And the purpose here is the same as our last week's session, is to get the energy in these kidney meridians and these lower body meridians so that the heart can become still and calm, and reversing directions. So we're strengthening the legs, and we're pumping the energy through the legs. We're pumping the energy, strengthening the core. We're moving from the core. And according to Taoist alchemy, this helps to take any of the coarse fire that can cause anxiety or mania and bring it down in the body and anchor it. Finishing up, turn back to the center, place your hands on the cloud, let them down. You can breathe through the nose or let it out with a sigh if you prefer. Then we take the legs out into star pose. Feet are the width of your wrists. And just feel the opening of the heart in this posture as you spread those arms out. You might even smile. I failed to apparently in this practice, but you might even smile a bit. I'm lifting up with my legs the Mula Bandha we learned last time. And then you can take your hands and just place them on the back. And as you lift with those legs, we're getting this little beginning of a stretch in our heart and our shoulders. I'm not arching my back at all yet. I'm just taking the hands into the back plane of the body to begin to open up. Now, if you are a yogi, you might be able to do the reverse namaskar, which I'm demonstrating here. I was not quite warmed up enough for this, so as I turn, you'll see my hands don't quite meet. They don't quite reach the back of the heart like they might if I were warmed up, but you may know this pose and you're welcome to try it. And then here is the easier version, just grabbing your own forearms, or sometimes people can reach all the way over and grab their elbows. Okay, releasing from there, and then we're going to keep our legs in that position and go right into a forward fold. I'm using a yoga block to begin with. You could use a chair like we learned before, or obviously you could go all the way down. Now it got off camera, but I'm actually placing my head on the yoga block as a way to fully relax into this pose, but my legs are still very active with that Mula Bandha energy like we learned last time. So you want to let your head and your spine hang. We're going to be doing some back bending soon, and this is the part where we cool and calm the nervous system in this forward bend, decompressing the spine. Okay, coming up, you're going to use your hands to help you, and this is the easy way to come up. I bend my knees and I just squat up. Now, if that's easy for you and your back feels strong, you can also try the advanced way, which is place your hands on your hips, re-lift that Mula Bandha, legs strong, and then use the back muscles to pick you up. And this is going to help with that tonifying the kidney meridian energy and making that anchor. Bring your feet on in whatever way you like. Then we step them out again, and we're going to do some stretches here in the standing pose. So I'm turning to my left, and I'm going to take the warrior pose in yoga. My left toes are forward. My back toes are on an angle, even though you can't see them. And I want you to focus here on spreading out that heart like your heart had wings. You can engage a little inner smile. And then from there, keeping that big winged heart, we're going to come over into the side angle pose. You can see a version with the chair of the triangle pose, but it works as well for the side angle pose if necessary. And we're just going to breathe right into the heart center. The mind guides the chi, so we make these heart center exercises by using our intent. Come back up to star pose, then turning to the other side. Shift your weight forward, and big warrior, big open wingspan. You can do all of these with a chair to support you if necessary. Then keeping your big open wingspan, we are going to arch on over into the side angle pose. And pause there, using whatever kind of support helps you out best. You can see me here with a block for the triangle pose, but that block works just as well in side angle. Keeping the focus and the breath on that sense of open-heartedness. Mind directs the chi, so we're cultivating that radiant and spacious heart. Then making your way up in the way that feels comfortable and safe for your body. And we're going to come into the twisted side angle, turning back to our original side. And I take my knee down and my hand down to the floor. You might need a blanket for your knee in this one. And I'll demonstrate how to do this with the yoga block in just a moment here. You could also use a chair or any kind of prop that made this twist possible for you. We're just breathing into the heart, and the arms are like wingspan in this series. This gives you the kind of somatic cue for that feeling of openness in the heart. If it's available, you can cultivate gratitude or joy. And then we'll come on up, and we're going to go right to the other side. Knee down, hand down, and wings out. Do a little inner smile, and we're just focusing on radiant heart qualities. Practicing, what would that feel like? What does it feel like when I have radiant heart qualities? And that imagination leads the chi. Obviously, more advanced yogis can take more advanced versions of this pose if you know them. Feel free to throw them in here according to your ability and how warmed up you are. Then come on up again in whatever way feels comfortable to you, and bring your feet on in the way that you enjoy. Now we're going to go into a back bend. So you're going to put your feet about fist distance apart, and we're going to establish our Mula Bandha. So I grab with my toes, I squeeze the muscles of my legs, drawing up like a straw. I roll the inner thighs back until my butt sticks out, and I roll the butt under until my abs are engaged. So everything should be lifting from that lower body. And then just like last week, you could put your hands on your back and take that shoulder loop where the elbows yearn toward each other and the heart reaches up. And then this week, if that's too easy for you, you can clasp your hands together. And the difficult part of this is to keep all that Mula Bandha. So keep the lifting, the long lower spine, and your heart rises up toward the ceiling. Smile to your heart. I'm breathing through my nose in this one, but you could use the heart sound ha like last week. Most important, though, is that feeling of a spacious heart. So cultivating that however works for you, makes sense for you, then we're going to fold forward. And I'd like you to be sure to bend your knees in this forward fold, because we really want a nice relaxed spine. And of course, use the chair or any other options if necessary. Take good care. And like before, you can use the ha sound. I highly encourage that ha sigh, the heart sound, and drain the energy down out through your arms into the earth. Just any excess, stagnation, heat that could afflict that meridian, just feel it leaving through the hands and going down to feed and nourish the earth. Then when you're ready, bend the knees and roll the spine up or come up in whatever way is appropriate. We're going to interlace the hands again and bring them up above the head. And we'll just finish with a little earth element exercise. Here we are. On the exhale, you're going to twist the body to the side. And on the inhale, you come back. On the exhale, you twist the body to the side. And as you inhale, you come back. This is going to activate the earth element, which is said to help to ground the fire element. But as well in the yogic lineage, when you do these big heart openers, then you just want to smooth out the channels of the body gently. So this is a gentle channel smoother. Inhaling center, exhaling to the side, inhaling back, exhale down through the mouth, sigh it down. Then we're going to finish our practice with standing meditation. We're first going to open the chest, inhale, then exhale, stretch open the back. And then your hands are going to come up and they're going to make a ball shape right in front of the third eye region. Come in and touch your third eye as if it wakes up that acupoint and then bring it out. We're not going to visualize anything fancy here, just holding the palms in this position. And of course, this may heighten your awareness of that energetic center of the body. We'll do about 3 breaths, so don't worry, you won't be here long in standing postures. Breathing naturally, feel what you feel. Let the whole system come to calm and balance. Then you're going to let your hands float down to the level of your heart, the middle dantian. Once again, you'll come in, touch the area of that heart, and then flow back out. And very important in these postures to let your elbows be heavy. Notice my elbows are lower than my hands, and this lets my shoulders be lower. And this is a classic intervention in Taoist inner alchemy to help avoid overheating or overfilling that heart center and causing anxious feelings. The first thing they'll check is your postures of Qigong and if your elbows are down. So make those elbows heavy. Then floating down to your lower tummy. This is the space between your belly button and your pubic bone. Come in and give it a touch. And then flow back out. And even though technically my elbows are above my hands now, I still have that feeling. The elbows are heavy in this posture. The knees are slightly unlocked. The heart is soft and sinking down, so the chi can sink into the lower tummy. And then finally, release your hands down into the Wuji posture. This is the classic Wuji posture my Sifu taught, with the palms facing back. And the arms are open slightly away from the body. And just resting here, feel and notice. Then begin to deepen your breath, release your arms down. And we're going to rub the palms together. Do just a moment of self-massage to finish our practice. So you rub the face, reawakening the senses. You're going to comb back the hair, and I'm doing this little flick, like you're just taking any stagnation from the head, throw it down to the earth. Then we're going to stroke from the neck. These are classic after meditation massage in case you got stuck in your head, and then you stroke all the way down the beard as if the energy from your heart and throat were being settled into the lower abdomen center. Let your hands rest there for a moment. And then we'll practice sealing the chi, inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhale, palms up, and then you're going to dip into the earth, reach into the sky. Exhale, the fusion of heaven and earth, bathing your whole body and energy field. One more time, palms come up, and you inhale, earth and heaven conjoin. Exhale, they wash through and around your body, all the way down past your feet. Thank you so much for practicing. I hope you enjoyed this session, and we'll see you next week.